Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, Mr. Loons, and today I'm doing Game Week 26 predictions of the Barclays Premier League. And I'm going to be starting off on the 4th of March. It's going to be a big game, Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium against Newcastle United. I'm going for home advantage though, Manchester City to win it 2-1. It was unlucky for Newcastle to lose in the cup final. Newcastle haven't won the last 4 games and they seem to draw all the time. So this could be a draw. When I see the stat, Manchester City have won their last 13 Premier League home games against Newcastle. So it's definitely pointing for a Manchester City win, and they're on better form than Newcastle. And I'm unsure if Bruno Guimaraes is going to be fit, because he played amazing in the cup final. But this could turn out to be a draw, and I hope it does. But I'm going for probably what is the favourites, Manchester City. Moving on to the next game, it is Chelsea at Stamford Bridge against Leeds United. And I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Chelsea, they have a lack of goals. You know, they cannot score goals. Their goal scoring is not good enough at all. But the defensive display is, and I only think they're going to concede 1 against Leeds. And I think they'll be able to get a point, but they've got a -2 goal difference. Their defence is superb, but the attack ain't. They need to start scoring goals. I think they'll score 1 here against Leeds United. But for Leeds, Junior Firpo is playing amazing in the defence. They've also got Max Wober, which is a great defender as well. Leeds United, with the momentum from the manager, and they seem to always get it in the penalty box. Constant high press, playing fantastic. Getting the ball always in the penalty box. I think they'll be able to get a point against Chelsea, especially a non-form Chelsea. Especially that, earlier on in the season, Leeds did actually win 3-0 against Chelsea. I think soon Chelsea will start performing, but at the moment I don't think the money will come in handy that they have spent. Not yet, but they will be soon. Moving on to the next game, it is Arsenal at home at the Emirates Stadium against AFC Bournemouth. I'm going 3-0 to Arsenal. Arsenal won their last game 4-0 against Everton, Sean Dyche's side, and they absolutely destroyed them. Bournemouth lost at their home stadium against Man City. Bournemouth are way lower down. I think it's kind of obvious that Arsenal are going to absolutely have a walk in the park and batter Bournemouth down to the ground. Moving on to the next game, it's Aston Villa at Villa Park, going against Crystal Palace. And to be honest, both of these sides are in a very similar position in the table. Aston Villa in 11th, Crystal Palace are in 12th. Crystal Palace got great manager Patrick Vieira, but Crystal Palace aren't getting wins in I think their last 6 games, but they're getting draws. Aston Villa, great win against Everton away from home, even though I'd say Everton's was unlucky that game. But Aston Villa finally stops the losing streak. And now they're at home against Crystal Palace, who seems to be drawing a lot. And I think it's going to be another draw here. Moving on to the next game, Brighton and Hove Albion are at home facing West Ham United. And I'm going 1-1. To be honest, I can't really split these sides. West Ham 4-0. Amazing win against Nottingham Forest. I mean, that's super win. Danny Ings getting a brace, 2 goals. Fantastic. West Ham starting to perform, especially with 4 big goal difference. I don't think they're in a relegation battle anymore, and I think they can compete against Brighton. West Ham's form and how Brighton have been playing all season, I can't split the sides. I'm going to have to go down the middle. Moving on to the next game, Wolverhampton Wanderers are at their home stadium against Tottenham Hotspur. And well, I'm going for the favourites Spurs to win this 3-1. Now, Wolves lost 2-0 to Liverpool. They've also lost to Bournemouth. They're not playing particularly well, but I think they're definitely in a big relegation battle. We're going against Spurs, who won comfortably against Chelsea 2-0. It's going to be hard for them to win this game. I think they will get a goal, maybe even take the lead, but I think Spurs, realistically, are going to win this quite comfortably, 3-1. Moving on to the next game, it's Southampton versus Leicester City. This is going to be a very close game. I'm unsure if James Maddison's going to play because he hasn't played in the last 2 or 3 games. But Leicester City's attack is amazing. The defence not so good. I think Southampton will get a goal and it'll be 2-1 to Leicester City. But I think Leicester, they're 6 places above them. Leicester City are playing decent football. You know, they get some really good results, like a 4-1 win against Spurs. But then they go to lose Blackburn Rovers in the Cup. I suppose they didn't put their amazing side out. But I think Southampton do have a chance of getting a draw. But I think Leicester City's side is better. And their attack is too good for Southampton. Moving on to the next game. It's going to be the 5th of March. There's a whole new day as well. And it's going to be Nottingham Forest at the home ground against Everton. And I'm going for a 1-0 win to Forests. Nottingham Forest have got an amazing home record. Yes, they lost 4-0 against West Ham, but they've got Kalos Navas to get the clean sheet, and I think they'll get a goal. You know, Brennan Johnson, fantastic. Chris Woods recently scored. John Joe Shelvey, ever since they brought up John Joe Shelvey in the West Ham game, they seem to go to pieces. I didn't actually watch it, so I'm unsure if that was the reason, but I think John Joe Shelvey is a great player. So is Brennan Johnson, a great youngster. At their home stadium, they seem to do amazing. They seem to see on to results, see out the game once they get that first initial goal. I think that'll happen here. I think Everton will be all over Forests, and they were unlucky not to get anything against the Aston Villa game. I think Everton will be dominating, but Forest will just hold on like they always do in the home games. 1-0 to Forests. Liverpool at Anfield against Manchester United. What a massive game. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool, and they're probably the underdogs in this game, but they're at Anfield, and Liverpool are in 6th place. Last 4 games, they haven't lost in the Premier League. They've got a good 2-0 win against Wolves, which is super. They've got a clean sheet. Mohamed Salah scored, and I think I'm going for the home advantage here. I think Manchester United might even dominate this game, and I just have one of those feelings that Liverpool are back and they're going to edge this game just about against Manchester United. But Manchester United, what a team, and a lot of people are probably going to put them to win it, but I think it's going to be a very close game, but I'm just edging home advantage. Moving on to the next game, the last game of this video, a whole new day, the last day, 6th of March, on a Monday at 8 PM, it's Brentford versus Fulham, and I can't split these sides, 1-1. Brentford have the most draws in the Premier League, joint with Newcastle United, in 11 draws this season. Solomon, what a player, as well as Alexander Mitrovic, a great attack. They'll definitely get a goal. Mark Solomon probably put one in the net, but Pauhina, what a goal in the cup against Leeds United. They're through to the quarterfinals. Fulham are doing very well in 7th. Brentford are also on really good form, and I just cannot split these sides, so 1-1. But let's see how I did last week. Game week 25 predictions, I actually got 5 points out of 16 possible points, which I mean's alright. It's definitely an improvement, but I want even a bigger improvement going into this week. And overall, I'm sitting on 135 points out of 478 points. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn on notifications to not miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I will see you next time. Toodaloo now.